Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today guys, we are back with the 3-game match reviews. Alright guys, now this is the last one for this week. I know it's out a little bit later. I did have a couple of other things to prioritise like tipping and round reviews. But yeah, this is now going out. This is going to be a weekly thing on the channel. I'll be doing 3 games every time. Now buys is a little bit different. Not quite entirely sure how it's going to work just yet, but we're not even close to buys just yet, so yeah. Now, today we've got West Coast, Gold Coast, North Melbourne, Hawthorn, and Adelaide Freo to go through in our reviews. I like doing these as it gives me a little bit more of a chance to actually go over some stats in these games, which is more fun than having to absolutely rush through them like in round reviews. It just gets everything done very quick in round reviews. But giving these match previews 3 games per episode is really easier to do, and it just gives me so much more time to focus on different teams and different games, which in my opinion is better. And then I get to talk about your team more, which is even better. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right into things. Starting off with North Melbourne versus Hawthorn. That was the first game on the Sunday. Then Adelaide Freo, and then West Coast, Gold Coast. So this game was played at the G earlier on the Sunday, at the MCG. Now, Hawthorn took this one out by 20 points. North Melbourne was still in it. It was a very low-scoring game, 78-58. And again, these two teams weren't really primed for a big year. And I'm not really sure we saw the best of games either, but a good start for Hawthorn under Sam Mitchell. They'll be looking to take that as a really big confidence. Of course, heading into next round against the Power, that will be a very tough challenge. Probably one that will end up being too hard for them. And the Roos next round, they've got West Coast at home, which I think they could probably win that one. But anyway, for now, we're going to be having a look at this game. And it was an interesting game. The first term was very evenly matched. North Melbourne led it by a point at quarter time. And Jason Hall-Francis did kick his first goal in AFL football, which was very nice to see the number 1 pick doing brilliant stuff. And then in the second term, North built it out, although Hawthorn really struck back late in that second term to go just over a goal down in the main break. But the Roos did get out to 21 points. Third term, Hawthorn started off fantastically and kept their momentum and kept the lead. And then in the final term, North brought it right back to about even or 1 point down or something like that. But in the end, Hawthorn just too good, too strong. They managed to kick the last couple of goals, or the last 2 goals, just to get them over the line and win the game. Now, for North, though, definitely not disappointing, as Aaron Hall was very good with 31 touches and 125 fantasy. Luke Davies-Uniacke, 9 tackles. Jack Gunston and Mitch Lewis kicked 3 goals for the Hawks. They were pretty good. Now, for the fantasy, Luke Davies-Uniacke was also up there with 121 and 116 for Jai Simpkins, so 3 very good North Melbourne players. And then on the disposal count, Aaron Hall was the only one that got above 30, although, and that does actually say something, because I'm pretty sure he would have been playing off the half back line. If we have a look here, was he played? Yes. Oh, hang on. Was he? Yes, he was played off the half back line. So that goes to show where a lot of the ball was being played. Now, let's just go ahead and go back to the team stats now. The player stats: Mitchell, 29 touches. He's always good, is Tom Mitchell. Jai Simpkins, 29 as well. And then Sicily, 27. McDonald, 27. Luke Davies-Uniacke, 27. They are all elite as well. Now, if we go on to the hitouts, let's see how that went. Ned Reeves, wow, that is amazing. 26. And then you got Tristan Xerri doing most of the work for the Kangaroos with the 18. 12 for Goldstein. Max Lynch doing the 6. Nash doing 3. Coleman Jones was in there for a little stint and got 2. And Max Lynch, he was a handy recruit for the Hawks. Now, if we have a look at the goals, Gunston was actually pretty inaccurate, 3-4, so this could have been a bigger win to the Hawks. And then, yeah, 3 for Lewis, 2 for Larkey, Wingard, and Goldie. Goldie getting in there, and so did Simpkin. Now, we do have to finish up there, though, but it was a pretty good game. And, yes, Hawthorn taking it out by 20. I'll tell you what, this game was an absolute thriller at the Adelaide Oval. Adelaide 82, Freo 83. Freo winning by 1 point. A last desperate save by, not even sure who it was, I'm pretty sure it was by Chapman, which the ball was going to go through for a behind, and he punches it back into play, and it misses, it doesn't get any score, and Fremantle pull off an unbelievable win after coming back. Now, the one thing that I would say, though, probably the key thing out of this game is look at Freo, 11-17. This is something they're going to have to fix up. This almost costed them the game. I would say, I watched the whole thing. This almost costed them the game. Freo was so good in the first half, absolutely damaging, and the Crows was making turnovers at the wrong spot. And they got punished as well, 32-57 being the half-time score and 12-29 being the quarter-time score. Dockers were really good. In third term, the Crows brought it back and they led at three-quarter time. And they were up there in the last term, led by 20 or 19 points, and then they come and lose it. It was a disappointing moment for the Crows, though. And for Freo, an unbelievable comeback and an unbelievable, unbelievable comeback, really. But it was a very good game. But yeah, the Crows did almost pull off a choke, but Freo, with the first half they had, probably the deserving team to win it. Now, a couple of big game players. Ben Keys, 37 disposals, 132 fantasy. Andrew Brayshaw, 7 tackles. He is a brilliant star. And the number 6 draft pick for the Adelaide Crows, Joshua Shelley, kicked 5 goals on debut, just like Nick Martin for Essendon. 5 goals on debut for Joshua Shelley. He is showing that he has got all the skills and that he is going to be a big player when the Crows need goals. Obviously, this game was out without Tex led for the Crows, and then the Freo had, I think, Fife, Darcy, and one other player missing. 3 goals for Lockie Schultz, 2 for Lobb, 2 for Rowe, 2 for Fogarty. Those are the only multiple goal scorers. AFL Fantasy, 132 for Keys, 120 for Brayshaw, and 100 for Rochelle, and then Lockie Scholl getting in on the action, 89, 87 for Rowe, and Sloan, and 83 for Crouch. You can see there that top amount of players there for Brayshaw is all Adelaide players as well. Now there for disposals, Crouch got 30. He is pretty good, but I'll tell you, he handled a lot, 21 handballs compared to 9 kicks, so he's not kicking it a lot. Andrew Brayshaw, as well up there, 28, and then 23 for Schonberg and Scholl and Mundy and Sarong. Plenty of players there. Now, there we have a look at some tackles. 7 for Brayshaw, 6 for Sloan, McHenry, Sukowski, and then 5 for Keys, Brown, Mundy, Schultz, Brody. So they're all getting in there. Now, the hit-outs, 32 for Meek, 26 O'Brien, 9 for Lobb, and 3 for Thilthorpe. Saliga also made his Crows debut. Didn't really get in too much of the action, though. But there we have it. So Freo walked away with a 1-point win with an amazing spoil, which even though I'm a Crows fan, I will say that moment was a moment that is going to be forgotten. That's not going to be forgotten. Look at that, 32-16 free kicks, almost Crows doubled. Now, efficiency inside 50, we do know the Dockers are not that efficient inside forward 50 either. But yeah, there we go. So here's the Dockers taking that game out by 1 point at the Adelaide Oval. Now, this game was history-breaking in all of its ways. It was a history-breaking record made for the Gold Coast Suns. Their first win in Perth ever against a West Coast Eagles. So West Coast have normally dominated when it's been in Perth. Now, we did see this game last year, and the Gold Coast kept it close for 3 quarters, and West Coast stormed away in the last. This time it was a different scenario. This time it was Gold Coast kept it very tight in the first 3 terms, and they flew away in the final term. So this one was a very different game. I was like, oh my goodness, wow, this is crazy. West Coast 80, Gold Coast 107. So Gold Coast winning by 27. Remarkable. So it was an interesting game, warm up and down. First term was probably more Eagles than Suns. The Eagles were probably better, but Gold Coast still did have their times in the lead. Quarter time, West Coast were well ahead, 31-14. Then in the second term, West Coast brought it out, getting up to about a 23 or so point lead at one stage, and then Gold Coast really brought it back towards the end of the second half, just going into the main break with not a big deficit on their hands. Third term, very even, although West Coast led at three-quarter time as well. And then final term, Gold Coast just come, they bang on the goals, and they win the contest. So, this one was very good by Matt Rao. 33 disposals, 117 fantasy. Isaac Rankin, 4 goals. 6 tackles for Rao and Ellis and Holman. So Gold Coast really getting in there as well. Giving this a very good crack. 117 fantasy for Rankin. 117 for Rao, 105 for Rankin, 100 for Gaff, Foley and Miller, and then 98 for Redden and 93 for Jones, 97 for Jones, 93 for Fiorini, and 91 for Noah Anderson. Now, if we have a look at some goals, Isaac Rankin really one of the only best goal scorers. The next were Petrocelli, Casbolt, Kennedy, Jones, Ainsworth, Scholl, kicking 2 as well. Now, they have a look at some disposals. 32 for Gaff, 29 for Miller, 28 for Redden, along with 33 for Rao. Now, there we have a look at some tackles. 6 for Rao, Holman Ellis, 5 for Jones, Anderson, Miller, Fiorini, and Davies. Hit-outs, let's have a look at some hit-outs. 29 for Nadanui, 28 for Witts, and 1 for Williams. Now, that will probably do it. Now, there we have a look at some team stats as well. Pretty even. Free kicks even. Clearances pretty even as well. So yeah, it was an interesting game, this one, and really important for Gold Coast. It was just going to give them some confidence heading into the year with a win. Now, don't think we'll have a look at the ladder though. We'll have a look at the ladder, but that will wrap up the match reviews for today. Alright, so here is the ladder. That is how it looks at the end of round number 1. Very interesting stuff here. And I can tell you what, that will be changing as round 2 goes on. So thank you guys all so much for watching this match review. Alright, well, match reviews, alright. Back with these in round number 2. We're going to be going 3 games at a time. This is an exciting new series on the channel. But yeah. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. You guys can let me know your thoughts on any of these 3 games in the comment section. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. So bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.